Richie Mo'unga is back in the All Blacks environment, and as he prepares to start at fly half against the Lions in Johannesburg, the 32-year-old playmaker has opened up about the moment that truly reminded him why he wanted to return to international rugby. After several years away from New Zealand, a move to Japan, and a period of reflection following the 2023 Rugby World Cup, Mo'unga is now ready to put on the famous black jersey again and prove that he still belongs at the highest level of the game. His return has already created plenty of interest among All Blacks supporters. But behind the selection is a much more personal story about ambition, family, perspective, and the desire to finish what he once started. The upcoming clash with the Lions at Ellis Park is particularly significant because it will be New Zealand's final match against a South African United Rugby Championship side on this rugby's greatest rivalry tour. And for Mo'unga, it represents the opportunity he has been preparing for since deciding to return home. The All Blacks have already enjoyed an unbeaten run on the tour, including victories over the Stormers, Sharks, Bulls, and most recently the Springboks. Their 33-16 win over South Africa at Ellis Park was a major result, but Mo'unga was not part of the matchday squad for that test. Instead, he experienced the occasion from outside the playing group, and it was during one particular moment that his decision to return suddenly felt completely clear. As the New Zealand national anthem played before the Springboks Test, Mo'unga found himself thinking about why he had come back to international rugby in the first place. For him, it was not simply about playing another professional season or adding more appearances to his career. It was about being part of the All Blacks legacy again, testing himself against the best players in the world, and giving himself another opportunity to chase the ultimate prize. That emotional moment during the anthem brought everything into focus. Mo'unga explained that he remembered thinking, "This is why I wanted to come back." It was a powerful reminder that the international game offers something different from any other level of rugby. His time in Japan had been important, and he has made it clear that he does not regret the decision to play there. After leaving New Zealand, Mo'unga joined Toshiba Brave Lupus in Japan Rugby League 1, where he gained new experiences both on and off the field. He developed as a player, but perhaps more importantly, he said the experience gave him a different perspective on life. He spoke about growing as a person, as a father, and as a husband, and those experiences appear to have shaped the way he now views his rugby career. While watching international rugby from Japan, however, there was always something missing. Mo'unga recalled watching the Six Nations and other test matches and realizing how much he missed the atmosphere and meaning of international rugby. Japan offered many positive experiences, but watching the All Blacks from a distance made him understand just how special the test arena was. That realization eventually became one of the major reasons behind his decision to return to New Zealand. There was also unfinished business. Mo'unga left the All Blacks after the 2023 Rugby World Cup final, where New Zealand suffered a narrow defeat to the Springboks in France. The disappointment of that night stayed with him, and while he continued his career in Japan, the possibility of another World Cup remained somewhere in his thoughts. He has admitted that one of his reasons for returning was the ambition to win a World Cup, but equally important was avoiding the feeling that he had left something unfinished. He wanted to know that he had given himself another chance rather than looking back later and wondering what might have happened if he had returned. Now, that opportunity has arrived sooner than many expected. Mo'unga originally joined the All Blacks touring squad as an injury replacement for Billy Proctor following the Stormers match, and his path back into the team has moved quickly. He has now been selected to start against the Lions, giving him the chance to take another important step in his international comeback. For Mo'unga, the selection is not simply about returning to the starting lineup. It is the result of preparation that began long before he walked back into the All Blacks environment. He says he mentally prepared for a return to the black jersey even when he did not know exactly when that opportunity would arrive. That mindset could be important as he approaches the match, because the pressure surrounding a comeback can sometimes become as challenging as the rugby itself, yet Mo'unga appears determined not to let the occasion overwhelm him. His message is simple: play the game, not the occasion. That approach reflects the experience he has gained during his career. With 56 Test appearances behind him, Mo'unga is no stranger to international rugby, but returning after a long absence brings a different kind of challenge. The speed, physicality, and pressure of Test rugby demand concentration from the opening whistle, and the All Blacks will expect their experienced fly half to provide control and composure. Dave Rennie, meanwhile, has shown confidence in Mo'unga and believes the experienced playmaker will be able to handle the demands of the match. That trust will be important as the All Blacks continue their tour. The team has built momentum with a series of strong performances in South Africa, but the coaching staff will still want to see consistency and discipline as the tour progresses. The match against the Lions provides another opportunity to strengthen that momentum, while for Mo'unga, it is a chance to reconnect with the feeling of playing Test rugby. There is also an interesting contrast between the player who left New Zealand and the player who has now returned. Mo'unga believes he is a better rugby player today, describing himself as wiser and more experienced. His time away has exposed him to a different rugby culture, different expectations, and different challenges. Those experiences can influence how a player sees the game, particularly when they return to a familiar environment with a fresh perspective. He has also spoken about being grateful for the opportunity rather than taking it for granted. That attitude may be one of the most important aspects of his comeback. International rugby careers can move quickly, and opportunities to wear the All Blacks jersey are never guaranteed. Mo'unga now appears determined to appreciate every moment while focusing on what he can contribute on the field. For supporters, his return also brings back memories of the role he played in previous All Blacks campaigns. His ability to control territory, distribute the ball, and create opportunities has long been a key part of his game. But the current version of Mo'unga is returning with more experience and a different understanding of what international rugby means to him. The upcoming match against the Lions will therefore be more than another fixture on the rugby's greatest rivalry tour. It is a personal milestone for a player who spent years away from the All Blacks before finding his way back. The story began with a decision to leave New Zealand and experience rugby in Japan. It continued with the disappointment of the 2023 World Cup final, followed by years of reflection and growth. Then came the realization, while watching international rugby from Japan, that the feeling of Test rugby was something he wanted to experience again. Finally, there was that moment during the All Blacks anthem before the Springboks Test when everything became clear. Mo'unga knew exactly why he had returned. Now, the next chapter is about action rather than reflection. He has the opportunity to step onto the field at Ellis Park, wear the black jersey once again, and show that his return is about more than nostalgia. It is about competing, contributing, and proving himself against quality opposition. The Lions will provide a serious challenge, and the All Blacks will be looking to maintain their unbeaten tour record. For Mo'unga, though, the biggest challenge may simply be to settle into the game and trust the preparation that has brought him back to this point. He has already experienced the emotion of returning. He has already rediscovered why the All Blacks matter to him. Now he has the opportunity to turn that emotion into performance. And that is what makes his comeback story so compelling. It is not just about a famous player returning to international rugby. It is about an experienced athlete who stepped away, learned from a different environment, gained perspective, and eventually realized that there was still more he wanted to achieve in the black jersey. As the All Blacks prepare for another match in Johannesburg, all eyes will be on Richie Mo'unga and the way he handles his return. The pressure will be there, the expectations will be high, but his own message is clear. Stay focused, play the game rather than the occasion, and enjoy the opportunity. After years of waiting, The moment he imagined while watching Test rugby from Japan has finally arrived. Richie Mo'unga is back, and against the Lions, he has the chance to begin writing the next chapter of his all-black story.